Welcome to this new pre-market watch lists episode for Thursday, September 22nd, 2022. So global financial markets dropped yesterday following Jerome Powell's speech suggesting further hefty interest hikes. And as we all know, that's bad news for equity markets because it makes stock dividends and earnings less attractive. And as a result, the major US indexes fell 1.5 to 1.8%. For example, the Russell 2000 minus 1.5%, SPY minus 1.7%, the QQQs minus 1.8%, and finally the Dow Jones Industrial Average minus 1.7%. Now, looking at the weekly charts, I'm going to select the weekly view with our ChartMill trend indicator. The long-term trend is undoubtedly negative, as indicated by the ChartMill trend indicator, which is red. And the probability of the formation of a double bottom has again increased a bit after yesterday's trading day, which is one of the scenarios we discussed in our most recent market update, which is available on our blog. As you can see over here are different scenarios. So in this video, I'm going to look at both long and short setups provided by the stock screen at ChartMill. Depending on how the stock market day evolves, you can then decide which setups to use. Especially in these volatile conditions, it's interesting to have setups ready for both falling and rising markets. But before I continue, all info and setups I share in these videos should not be considered as investment advice. These videos are only meant to show you how I use the stock screener to find stocks that meet my specific criteria. And the videos are purely to highlight the many features of ChartMill. So our privacy policy and full disclaimer are available on the website via the privacy tab at the bottom of the main menu. That being said, let's take a look at the first screen. So this breakout screen is intended to find bullish breakouts above the 52-week high as far as the US markets are concerned. And I only want stocks as a result. So under type, I select common stock only, and this gives us 6 results. I'm going to add calm to our breakouts 52-week high. General Mills, nice breakout, heavy volume. And FREY, it's a nice breakout, although it has already risen more than 15%. Nevertheless, I'm going to add it to my breakout filter. And that's it. And by adjusting only 2 filters, you may as well scan for breakdowns below the 52-week low. And this is the way you do it. So under the performance tab, instead of the new 52-week high, you select the new 52-week low. And then for the performance tab, at least 0%, at max minus 100%, and at max 0%. So this gives 7 results. Common stock only. So Alcoa Corporation, nice breakdown. I'm going to add this one to a specific breakdown, 52-week watch list. Now I don't have one. It's not existing, so I'm going to create a new watch list, and I'm going to call it breakdowns 52-week. Beyond Meat, already too extended. Legal Zoom, doji candle, that's a sign of strength. Bias came in, so I'm not going to add this one to my watch list. To you, adding it to the breakdown watch list below the 52-week low. Evertech, definitely adding this one. AMC Networks, narrow range breakdown, so yes, adding it also to the breakdowns 52-week watch list. And then Payment US Holdings, it's a breakdown. Although it is the 5th consecutive bearish day, I will take a closer look together with the weekly chart, but at this point I'm going to add it to my breakdowns watch list. Next, our breakout screen above the 10-day high, US market again, and type common stock only. Now, as you can see, the same setups do appear because it's logical that some setups above the 52-week high are also represented in the screen above the 10-day high. You can exclude these specific tickers by using a custom filter. So I will show you the custom button and then select type property. So the high price should be lower than property the 52-week high. 52-week high. Add filter. And as you can see now, all the tickers from which the price is above the 52-week high are deleted. So I only have 6 results. Now, nothing much in this list, I have to admit. That's an interesting one, the last one. Let me show you. That's a breakout above a descending trend line. A nice wide range bullish bar, high volume, breaking out above a descending trend line and breaking out above the 10-day high. So I'm going to add this specific ticker to my breakouts 10-day watch list. And then again, the screening for detecting the 10-day low breakdowns. So under the performance tab, I'm going to delete the new 10-day high today and adding new 10-day low today, and then changing the today's performance at max 0%. 32 results. Now, to filter out the stocks that have fallen below the 52-week low that I previously screened, I again going to use a custom filter. So for the left hand side of the comparison, I use a property, the low price, and it should be higher than the 52-week low. Where is it? 52-week low. Add filter, so 25 results, which is a lot more than the number of setups above the 10-day high. So the number of results in itself already gives an indication of the prevailing market sentiment. Make my trip, adding it to my breakdowns 10-day watch list. Gossamer Bio, Axum Therapeutics, Magnolia Oil and Gas Corporation, bearish engulfing, support level, next price target is approximately 18.5. Also adding it to the breakdowns watch list. Already min 15, minus 15%, a little bit too extended. Cooper Standard, no. Xerox Holdings, and seems a nice one. Vico Instruments, supports 19.25. If it can break down, next target is approximately 17.25. Adding it to the watch list. Live Nation is right at support. No. IMAX Corporation, heavy volume. And the last one. So there you go. In this way, you quickly get a list of potential long and short setups. So stocks breaking out above their 52-week high or below their 52-week low, and the same for stocks above or below their 10-day high or 10-day low. Now let's take another quick look at the individual setups on both the daily and the weekly charts to have an idea of their long-term trend. And to do so, go to the stock charts page and first select the watch list you wish to view. In this case, I will take the breakdowns below the 52-week low, and then change the view to two charts to compare the day to the weekly chart. So two charts. Left is the daily chart and right is the weekly chart. I'm going to change the chart type. Secondary chart have some predefined chart settings. One of them is the weekly view with my ChartMill trend indicator. And now it's very easy to compare the daily and the weekly chart. As you can see for Alcoa Corporation, the long-term trend is definitely down. ChartMill trend indicator is down, lower highs and lower lows. And it's a very good setup because it's not only a breakdown on the daily chart, it's only a breakdown on the weekly chart. So that's one of my favorites. Let's take another look. 2U Incorporated. It is a breakdown on the daily chart, but as you can see on the weekly chart, it's rather going sideways. At the beginning of 2021, February 21, the high price was almost 60. It was 60. But the main reason I don't like this setup is the weekly chart, where price is rather going sideways. Evertech, that's also a nice one. A clean breakdown, wide range bearish bar. And also on the weekly chart, there is still some room, which will act as support, is around 1820. So there is definitely some more room to the downside. AMC Networks. This is a good example why it is so important to take a look at the weekly chart, because some levels are not visible on the daily chart. As you can see over here, AMC Networks, there is a heavy support level close to 20. Not much room is left, so this one is going to be deleted from our watch list. And then Payment US is also showing a decent breakdown setup both on the daily and the weekly chart. To conclude this video, let's take a look at the stocks that just fell below their 10-day low and thus were held back as possible short ideas. So breakdowns below the 10-day low. 9 results. Again, 2 charts, left the daily, right the weekly chart. And make my trip limited. On the weekly chart, the trend is sideways, up and down, that ChartMill trend indicator. So it's a very clear wide range bearish bar below this sideways range. So a nice setup, nice short setup. Next, Gossamer Bio. This is a tricky one because, as you notice, a whole lot of buying volume, and the long-term trend just turned positive a couple of weeks ago. So this could be a minor price retracement in a new long-term uptrend. So that's why you should be careful when selecting these kinds of short setups. The same is true for Axum Therapeutics. Price broke out above this descending trend line. Huge volume, quite a strong uptrend, and now it is retracing. So be careful if you want to short these kind of setups. Magnolia Oil and Gas Corporation. That's a nice one. After a massive long-term uptrend, Magnolia is confronted with a sideways range now. Bearish engulfing, higher selling volume, and the first support level is at around 18.519. So it's worth to consider a short setup. Cooper Standard Holding, not liking this one. On the weekly chart, the price is in a sideways range. It's forming a bottom, so I'm going to delete this one. Xerox Holdings, long-term trend definitely down. Lower highs, lower lows, in search of this recent low price. And also on the daily chart, a clear breakdown of this sideways range. Room until 13.5. Vico Instruments, the same, long-term trend down, lower highs. If price falls below this range, next support is at 17.25, 17.5. IMAX Corporation, that is a descending triangle. A little bit too extended in my opinion, but still worth considering if you notice the weekly chart. And then AMAD, definitely down on the longer term. Lower highs, lower lows. First support at 104 in case of a short entry. That's it. These were some interesting long and short setups before market opening. So be sure to get started yourself with the stock screener and its many features. If you don't have an account yet, be sure to create one on our website. All you need is a valid mail address. It is absolutely free, and every month you get 6,000 credits that you can use completely at your own discretion. So don't forget to like this video and become a member of this channel if you want to see more of this content. Thanks, and I see you next time.